Hello everyone. So it's just me right now because boy do I have a story time for you guys. Usually when we do story times, Adym and we sit by each other and we tell you guys what happened, but this story time is particularly just me. It happened to just me. Okay, so I just wanted to sit here and tell you guys what happened. I don't even know where to start. It's just something that you'd think would never actually happen to you. Like, you hear about it all the time, you read about it all the time on the internet, but you never really think it would happen to you. I mean, obviously, it's out there, it happens. It's like, you know, you always have to be cautious nowadays, especially when you're a woman, unfortunately, but it happened to me. I got goosebumps just thinking about it. Okay, so you guys know that, well, if you guys know me, then you guys know that I don't really like to drive and I have like anxiety driving, all that stuff. So I'm mostly like a passenger's princess. I'm just kidding, but I sit in the back with Mally, all that stuff, and Adym and we usually go places together all the time, especially nowadays too. Adym doesn't really let me drive by myself because the world we live in. So like I said, I don't really like to drive, and we usually go everywhere together. But lately I've been like kind of going by myself to the grocery store. I mean, the grocery store is like basically in our neighborhood, so it's not even like big streets and all that stuff. It literally takes like a minute or 2 minutes to get there. So, you know, I've been going by myself there. Whenever I, you know, forget something, I need something, I go. And Adam's like, okay, cool, because I've done it a couple times now and, you know, I'm here. So I'm just telling you guys all of this because this is probably one of the scariest thing that happened to me. So like I was saying, we usually go everywhere together. Adym usually doesn't let me go to the store by myself, let alone with Mally. Okay, this is the first time that I actually went somewhere with Mally. Like I said, the grocery store is 2 minutes away, so I took Mally with me. And then the first time that I took Malachi with me, this happens. Okay, I'm getting to it. It's just scary to think about still because it's happening right now somewhere. So we also live in the safest neighborhood in Nevada probably, and you know, you just feel safe walking out in your neighborhood or even at the grocery store. The grocery store, it's just like mostly all these old nice people, or just, I don't know, every time we met someone there, it's always been really, really nice. So I thought nothing of it. I took Malachi with me. I actually needed to go to the grocery store to go grab like some baby food and some baby water. You know, you use baby water to make his formula, and he ran out, so I took him with me just on a little mom and son trip. You know, I also wanted to feel kind of like independent, like a mom who can do things by herself as well, you know. So I take Malachi with me, and usually when I get to the grocery store, I go straight to the fruit section and then I circle back around. When you get into the store, the fruit section is right here, like the fruit and the vegetables, and you go over here and there's all that like good donut stuff, and then I like to circle around, and over here is the baby stuff. So I was doing my usual routine, and like I said, this is what I normally do when I go there, and so I thought nothing of it. I didn't, you know, pay attention to anything else. I always felt safe there. So I had Mally there with me, and it was just strolling around looking through stuff. And then once I got to the baby section is when I noticed I was being followed. Whoa, I didn't really like think, oh my god, I'm being followed. Like, that's when I noticed this guy. When I got to the baby section, I noticed there was this guy at the end of the aisle. He was probably around like 50. He had like kind of grayish hair, he had a little hat on, shorts, and he had a gray shirt on, and he didn't really look like he belonged in the baby aisle. Okay, like I was over here looking at the baby foods with Mally, he was at the corner, like at the end of the very aisle. He was standing over there, and he was kind of just standing there, not really doing anything, you know. Like when you come to the baby aisle, you kind of get what you need, you know what you want. So he was kind of just there. He was like looking at some things and putting it back, and he like kind of turns to look at me, and at me being me, I thought it was just some old normal person just being there. And then so we made like eye contact for just a little bit, and me being me, like I said, I smiled like a little friendly, like, hey, you know, you know what you do in a nice neighborhood, you're like, how you doing, whatever. So that's what I did. But then I got what I needed at the baby section, and then I made my way back around. Usually I like to circle around just to make sure that I didn't forget anything, and so I did that. And as soon as I did that, I noticed he put his stuff down and he kind of started making his way towards me as well. I mean, like, he wasn't that close to me, but I can tell that, you know, when something's wrong and you can just sense it. I sensed it, okay? I felt it in my bones that he was still behind me and he was just making his way a little bit closer. And me with the child, I instantly like just knew that something was wrong, okay? And then Malachi was here with me, okay? So my mommy instincts just kicked in, and then I just started going, you know. I'm still not like in the moment, you just start kind of freaking out that you just like don't really know what to do, you know. You're kind of just in shock, so you're like, your brain stops working for a second. All I knew was that I should get away from this man, so I started making my way over here again. And once you turn this way, it's like circling back to whatever I came from, and I did that. And I like turn this way, not to look at him, but when I go like that, I can see from the corner of my eye that he was right behind me and he was following me. At this point, I just knew he was following me, okay? So you see these videos of people like pulling out their phone, but like, are you following me, sir? I was not brave enough to do that in the moment, because I don't know what he's gonna do, you know? Like, I don't know what he's gonna say. I don't know what he was gonna do. I had my child with me. I didn't want anything to like happen, you know what I'm saying? So I just tried to kind of like play it off, to play it cool, and just kind of try to let everything settle down or settle out, you know what I'm saying? Trying to see if anything is just going to go away on its own. I didn't want to like cause a scene, just like, you know, I just wasn't brave enough in the moment, because like I said, you're just in shock. So I circled around a couple of more times. Thank goodness there's just like a lot of people in the store, okay? I tried to go closer to where there were a lot of people, but at this point I can still see him. I keep going like this just to pretend like I'm looking for something, and I can just see him at the corner of my eye. It's like he keeps, every time I turn, he like kind of stops and pretend to look at something, but then he could kind of go like this to keep looking at me. It's like, I was starting to panic, but I didn't really want to show it, you know? And there's this one point where I turned around the aisle and there was just completely no one there, and I panicked a little bit because I was just trying to go where I needed and where there were people, you know? So I felt safer. There was no one in the aisle, okay? This is the scariest part, okay? So, okay, camera died, but anyways, as I was saying, I made my way to this aisle and there was nobody in this aisle. So I started to pick up my pace, and as I picked up my pace, I can hear him pick up his pace too. So I just kept going, and thankfully when I turned around the corner, there was just some people there and the workers there. You know, there's people always in the aisles as well, like just like repackaging stuff and like restocking the stock, restocking the shelves. So I was just there for a little bit, and I stopped right by where the people were, you know, like restocking the shelves, because then I felt safe, okay? And I could see him at the corner of my eye over here, and he just like turns back around. So I was like, and as soon as he went around the corner, I just booked it to the checkout. I checked out really quick and I left to the car, and I was just paranoid after that, especially with Malachi in the car with me, in the car, in the stroller. You know, when I go to the store, I'll also park a little bit further away from people, and that's on me. That's because I'm still a little bit scared of driving, so I'm like, let me park away from people just in case. So I parked a little bit further, so I'm just like walking really fast to the car. And once I got to the car and I got Mally into his car seat and I was putting groceries away, I looked over here and I could see him come out of the store, and he was looking around. Oh boy, oh my god, that scared me so bad. I'm just like thankful at that point that I parked far, okay?
What do you film it?
That story, I mean, I'm just telling them about what happened the other day at the store.
Oh, with the dude?
Yes. Yes. It's not funny.
Okay, I should be laughing, but
I was just telling them.
this is literally why I tell you, like, you know, I want to go with you every time, but sometimes Langie wants to go by herself.
You know, and I've also done it a couple times and I made it back home safely, so, you know.
Right, and we live in the same neighborhood.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, you never know who's out there. You never know who's, you know, who's a creep, who's got bad intentions, etc., etc.
I can still picture his freaking face. It's just like everyone I've met there is just always so nice. You just don't think of it. And I just thought he was just some nice old man, but he wasn't. Okay, thinking now, looking at him, he does not look like a nice old man. Okay, but like I was saying, I got into the car and I'm just putting the rest of the groceries away, and I look over there and I see him come out of the store and he's like looking around. Thank God I parked far, okay?
I never asked, he didn't check if like a car followed you home or anything, right?
No, I didn't check, but I mean, I'm here and I feel like if he followed me home, something would have happened already, you know? But like I said, after that, I booked it into the car and I locked the door. Thank goodness our windows are tinted on the car too, because then he can't like see me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, front shield probably, but I exit this way instead of that way because the store is this way. You can either go this way and then turn out like this or that way, and I took this way because I didn't want him seeing me, you know? So I went this way, exit. I took the long route home, which is like 3 minutes, but still. Yep, I made it home and we got Malachi home, and I'm probably never gonna go to the store again with Mally.
What about by yourself?
When I'm brave enough, I will again, but...
Thank God everyone's okay, she's okay. You know, I'm sure people have had experiences like this in the past, man. It's a crazy world we live in. And I mean, I always, whenever Lane goes out, man, if it's just her or if she goes with just her and Mally, I'm like,
yeah,
you know, keep your location on, call me, text me if anything happens. And
I used to actually have a taser and this little pen.
Yeah, what happened to the taser?
I don't know.
You can get you some pepper spray. Do you have pepper spray still?
I don't know where they all went. We moved and everything just disappeared.
Okay, well that's what I'm gonna do right now is order you a pepper spray and order you a taser.
Yes, all of that stuff. I need that. I'm keeping it in my purse always. And next time, if anything like this happened, hopefully it does not ever happen again, I'm gonna be brave enough to actually say something this time. I think.
I think.